What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another day, another good time. Hope that you're having a wonderful day. Thank you as always for being here. What are we doing today? Well, we're going to listen to a little bit of Gojira. We're going to listen to the first track off of their album Fortitude, which is Born for One Thing. Gojira, a French metal band that I have not listened to in a very long time. I think the last time I listened to them in full and dedicatedly was their album from Mars Sirius. I think that's the name of it, from Mars Sirius. The Flying Whale. That's the that's the last one I listened to, and I haven't really kept up with the band at all. Even though I really enjoyed their music, I really enjoy everything I heard from them. So I'm curious to hear the first track off of this album, which I also know is pretty highly regarded and very well welcomed. So happy to listen to it. Hope that you guys are ready for some good metal. Well, we'll find out soon if it's good metal, but it's Gojira. I expect nothing but good stuff here. So hey. Let's go ahead and get into it. Put on your headphones, sit back and relax. This is Gojira with Born for One Thing. Sometimes that's what I need. Sometimes that's what I miss. Sometimes it just hits exactly right. So Gojira are easily like one of the best, if I can say that, best like modern day metal acts. I think that they're truly unique. I think that they have a certain sound to them that's pretty unmistakable. Throughout their sense of heaviness, because obviously it's a heavy song, throughout that there's always a sense of melody, there's always a sense of atmosphere. In this particular track, that's mostly pushed forward through the vocals, through the guitar work. There's a lot of ambience behind everything. It's not just like thrash or, straight blast beats and all this other stuff. There's a lot of room and a lot of space left for the air to breathe. And that's what I like about this type of metal in particular. Yeah, they get down with the breakdown, especially at the end. It had no right to be that nasty, had no right to be that heavy, and yet it was. Very well deserved through the journey of the track. Of course, I really love the bass and how, especially with Gojira, you can hear the bass. Not only can you hear it, though, you can actually feel it. It actually makes sense. It's actually doing something. Whether it's, heavy runs being coupled with the guitar or that nice kind of up and down warping kind of sound we got from it through the verse. It's always providing a nice part of that atmosphere while still, of course, keeping rhythm. Even vocals, to me, they're heavy, sure. Yeah, he's growling, but he's not like growling. I think there was one moment in there where he really got down for a little bit, but his vocals to me have always been more of like a wordy scream. Because to me he's still very understandable. He's not streaking. It's almost more of like a throaty yell in a way. And I like the way that it all comes together here in the music. Of course the drumming is great, but that's to be expected from Gojira. Just their use of catapulting rhythms and the breakdowns, like I said, they're very well deserved. It all comes together really nice. Let me just pull it back up here really quick. See, like even here where there is more speed involved, the bass keeps grounded, pulls you in. They switch it here. Love that kick fill. Yeah, and the bass comes in very heavily there. Another thing is the production. The production actually reminds me a little bit of Mastodon. It has that stoner rock kind of muddied production. And I think that works well to their sound because it makes everything come across a little thicker, a little dirtier, while at the same time providing that clean melody that we hear throughout here. I think this is a really, really good track. Love when they get choppy here. They get genty. And anytime that they get genty in their chugging and their palm muting and stuff, I always feel like they're one of the bands that make it interesting. There's so many metalcore, deathcore, this core, that core bands out there who are doing the gent. They're doing the palm muting, and after a while it's like, okay, we get it. I think they're one of the few bands that actually get it right. They take the time to make it unique. It chops up and it sounds chopped up, but it's a fun chop. It's a good chop. It's a karate chop, not a lamb chop. Don't know what that means. Let's talk about the lyrics. Let's talk about the lyrics on this one. Mortal, spawn of the or on the altar, caught in the heart of the blaze, the primal fear of disappearing, becoming a ghost in the void. So just by looking at that lyric and just by really the album cover kind of, I'm kind of getting the idea of someone who's on a sacrificial altar. And they're saying, they have the primal fear of disappearing, death. Give a price, put a name, none of it real in this matter. Wandering, distracting, wishing the life of another self. We were born for one thing, tame the greatest fear of all. We were born for one thing, born to face the greatest fear of all, which I would imagine is just death that they're talking about. We're all drawn into ourselves in a collective coma. Remember gazing up for answers, but now we're staring down. I like that. I like that a lot. Remember when you used to gaze up into the sky for answers, but now what? Reality smacked you in the face. Now you're just looking down. Now you're looking at yourself. You're looking at the people around you. All is a blur in the maze we put an end to all. We were born for one thing, tame the greatest fear of all. We're no one, united when we're gone. I think that it's really just talking about death. You're born for one thing, and that one thing is to die. I think that's the overall message that they're putting there. And then through life, you're born to tame that fear. To enjoy life is part of taming that fear. to make your life worth living and find things that make your life worth living. That's part of taming the fear. So that at the end, there is no fear. You see, you gotta look into Gojira. Sometimes you got a lot of truth in you. Let me know what you guys thought of the track. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you as always for being here. Let me know your thoughts below on it. Maybe it was too heavy for some of you. Maybe it wasn't heavy enough for some of you. You can leave your thoughts down there. You can follow me on Twitter. You can support the channel on Patreon. Blah, blah. Hope you come back tomorrow. Thank you for being here. I'll see you then. Bye.